Okay, today I'm going to be taking you through the Physical Education Fitness Assessment entry for the state of Alabama. And what I'm going to start with is a couple reports that you guys can run in your classroom to assist you in this process. So go ahead and go straight into Classroom, and we'll open up our grade book. And again, you guys will have more students than I have here. This is test data. And the report you guys want to run is down here called the Student Listing Report. You'll want to run it for names only, group it by student names, and include special headings. You can then select your column title over here, and this will allow you to create whatever headings you would like for this report. So you'll see here I have the PACER score, the fitness level, the partial curl-up score, the fitness level, the V-sit and reach score, the fitness level, partial push-up score, and the fitness level. After you have all your columns defined, you can go ahead and export this to Excel. Go ahead and hit Preview and Open. You'll see here it pulls all your kids with all your columns. Since you've exported this to Excel, you guys can manipulate the columns the way you'd like, add columns, remove columns, do whatever you need to do. Okay. This is a really nice tool that you guys can take out to the field with you. That way you can enter all your kids' scores. Once you have them all in a spreadsheet, you can take them back and go ahead and enter them into the system for your fitness screening report. Also, you can save these spreadsheets, and if you guys have an iPad, you can pull them up on your iPad, and you guys can take down and put the scores in the spreadsheet from your iPad while you're in the field. The second report we have here in Classroom that will be useful is your worksheet report. And the difference between the worksheet report and the student listing is that the worksheet report will allow you to pull in your grading activities from your gradebook. Now, I don't have any grading activities in here right now, but if you guys had graded activities for each of your tests, it would show up right here, and you guys could highlight them and pull them straight to this report. And you could include the grades for those activities, so on and so forth. You can also define whichever additional columns you'd like. This report will only let you have 8 columns, though. But you can also export this report to Excel, hit Preview, Open, and you guys can adjust these columns the way you need, add additional text, add additional columns, remove columns, so on and so forth. Both of these reports are great tools for you guys to have something in an Excel spreadsheet you guys can take to the field and record all your student fitness scores with. So now that I've showed you guys the classroom part, let's go ahead and head into Help and take a look at where you guys will be entering these scores. So this will be your guys' view when you click on the Help tab in INOW. I know a lot of you might not have the help view yet. Your district techs will have to give you guys access to this view. At the end of this WebEx, I will go through the permission setup for the PE teachers for your district techs to reference. Later down the road, you guys will not see this setup due to an issue we're having right now. You guys are able to see this setup. It does not provide PE teachers any extra access. It is strictly a view, and it's something we need to have in there for right now so that they can see this module. We'll go ahead and click on Mass Managed Fitness Screening Results. It's going to pull you up to a wizard. We'll go ahead and hit Next on the instruction screen. This is going to pull up your students. So you guys can do a lot with this student search criteria screen. You guys can search by grade level. You can enter your section number to search for, homeroom, gender. You can search one student at a time if you'd like. Or you could just pull up all your students and hit Next. So let's say you have a whole bunch of students in here, and you can hold down your control button, select multiple students to add, or you can just add all of them, have all of them over here. We'll go ahead and hit Next. The first field you see here when you're entering your test scores is the date field. This date field is going to determine your student's age and grade level at the time that the test was taken. Okay? So if you guys put in a date from the 1900s in, you're really going to confuse the system. So it'll let you know if you have some data entry errors. But this date will determine the grade and age that they were in when they took this test. You then have your fitness area and your fitness test type. Now watch when I select a fitness test type, you'll see that you get additional fields down here. This score field will populate depending on what you guys select up here. So if I go here and go to 1 mile run and walk, you'll see that minutes and seconds appear. Again, these fields will change depending on what you guys select up here. So once you have your test set, this will be the test that you're going to enter for all your students. Rather than doing student 1 and going test 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to go test 1 and then go through all your students, go back in and go test 2, go through all your students, so on and so forth. There has been a change request for an interactive grid, so you guys can have a spreadsheet directly in the system to where you guys can just tab through into the test scores for each and individual student. So that's something to look forward to later down the road. So once you have your test in here, you can go ahead and just go ahead and change this to the pacer. And let's say they completed 50 laps, which I believe is in the healthy fitness zone. Okay? We also have a change request that when you guys populate the score value, it will automatically calculate this fitness result. So that has been requested as well. As of right now, our report does not pull the accommodations or the score field to your report. It will pull your fitness result, but it will not pull your score. So as for right now, if you guys want to see the score, you'll need to enter it on the Notes tab. Anything you guys put in this Notes tab, you guys can pull the report. So you guys can put whatever you'd like in here that you guys would like to see on the report. Alright? You'll also notice that this little checkbox down here is marked as complete. This is a default. So if you complete the record, you'll not be able to go back and change the record for this student. This doesn't mean that you won't be able to enter their spring test down the road, because it's all based upon this date. You'll be able to enter another test for this student later down the road. All this complete means is that this record for this date has been completed. But if you guys think maybe, well, I wrote this score down, or I need to go back and check this, make sure you uncheck this checkbox to leave the record as pending so that you guys can go back and edit this. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and remark it as complete and hit next on our VCR control here. You'll notice that when I go to the next student record, all of my data is held. So I don't have to change the test. All I have to do is edit the score, edit the fitness result, and edit my notes. Okay? And I can go on to my next record. So let's say my next 4 students were all roughhousing and all got injured and were medically excused from this test. I'm going to take out, say, football injuries. Alright, so my next 4 students are all football players and all have injuries from the season. And this is just an example, but you guys can use this fill option to fill these results for all the records that follow this record right here. So you hit assign, and they will all receive the same result that last record you edited got. So if you go back to your student criteria screen, and you pull up your students, let's say I know for a fact that these 3 students all got the same score on one of the tests. Alright? All you have to do is fill in the data for one of those records and hit your fill option and hit assign, and they will all get the same result. And you don't have to worry about it. You can do it all in one fell swoop. Alright? The next thing I'm going to take you to show you is the Reports tab. You'll see here we have your fitness screening report. And you have a lot of criteria to run this report for. If you have student filters set up, you can run a student filter. You can run it for enrolled only, registered only, or registered and enrolled. You can select which ID you'd like to print for the student. You can group it by student name, by grade level, or by homeroom. You can also enter a start date and an end date. So let's say you only want to see your fall fitness assessment. You enter the start date and end date for the fall. Or if you want to only see the spring, you do the same thing. Or if you want to see all of them, just leave it blank, and then you compare what the student did in the fall and what the student did in the spring. You can also run the report for a particular test type, or for particular results. Okay? If you want to include your notes field on this report, you will have to run a detailed report. You guys can also select whether you want to view your complete records, your pending records, or all your records. And then you can also run it for a fitness area. You can select which fitness area you'd like. It can include record counts, student counts, result type breakdown, and withdrawn students. Alright? And I'm just going to go ahead and hit preview on this report. And again, this is test data, so this will be quite a bit of data that doesn't really make sense. But this will just give you an idea. You'll have your one student, and you'll have all the tests with all the data that they took below that, and then you'll go on to your next student. Right? You'll see here we have a name, a date field, a date of birth, the grade at, which is the grade at the time that they took the test, their age, the area they were testing, their gender, their ethnicity, the type of test that it was, the grade level that they're in currently, the result, and then who administered the test. So this is what your fitness test looks like. Again, here's your notes field. You will see any notes that you guys put in that notes field. Okay? And later down the road, we are looking to add score into its own column and also the accommodations notes field. Okay? So currently, that's what you guys have for your reports. That's pretty much it in terms of giving your assessments and recording your assessments and making sure they're all there. Again, if you guys do accidentally complete a record and need to go back into it, please get with a system administrator or somebody that has rights to go in and omit that record so that you guys can re-enter it. If you guys do have questions pertaining to the software, please don't contact Nancy Ray at the State Department. I know she's had quite a few emails. You guys need to get with your district techs so that they can contact STI if they aren't able to help you. All change requests will have to go through the State Department, and we do like to hear your guys' requests for enhancements to the program. For right now, I am going to take you guys into the permission screen so that the district techs know what permissions to give the PE teachers. And after I'm done with this, I am going to take you, I will tell you about a couple of change requests that have already been brought up. Try that again. Alright, so for the district techs, as of right now, we are going to have to give our PE teachers 3 additional permissions. Later down the road, we'll only need to give them 2. As of right now, we do have to give them the Mass Assigned Fitness Screening, the View Health Lookup, and the View iHealth. These 3 permissions right here. Okay? You'll also want to give them access to the fitness screening report under the Reports tab and under Health. The worksheet report and the student listing report that I showed you earlier is not a requirement for the PE teachers to have, but it will be very useful when they're going to test the students in the field. So please take consideration and try to give them access to some of those tools that'll help them in this process. That's about it for permissions, though. As of right now, you just need 3 under the task and the 1 under the reports. Okay? We'll log back in as a PE teacher. Alright, so now we're back in as a PE teacher. Let me go back to my health tab. Okay. So a couple of the change requests. I told you guys already that there will be a change request for the auto calculation of the fitness zone based off the score that you enter. So let me go back to that screen. So based off what you guys enter for a score here, it'll auto calculate your fitness result up here. Again, we really hope we can get that into the system. All these change requests, though, do have to go through a process to be implemented, so please be patient with these enhancements. Another enhancement request is to have an interactive grid like your gradebook in the health module, so you guys don't have to do that data entry. So an interactive grid, you go in and set up all your fitness tests across the top, have all your students across the bottom, and you just tab through and enter all those. That is a very big enhancement request as well. iPad capability is another one that we've heard quite a bit. A lot of people would like the health module to be capable, iPad capable, and so we are working on that as well. Another one will be a file import function. So when you guys take those spreadsheets that you ran in your classroom out to the field, make sure you guys save those somewhere on your computer, because maybe later down the road we'll be able to enter those or import those spreadsheets directly into the program, so you guys won't have to go through all that data entry. That pretty much concludes everything for the fitness screening and how you guys enter the test. It is a pretty simple function. I strongly encourage you guys use those classroom reports and bring those reports to the field to write down your scores. That way, as soon as you're done, you can come down and sit down at your desk and just run through this wizard, add all your students, next, and I'm just going to go my first test, say partial curl up, enter, say this guy got a healthy fitness zone. We'll go high fitness zone. We'll say he got 90. Check Z. Average completed. Alright. And you can just cycle through here. Again, it holds all your data. All you need to change is the score, the zone, and whatever notes you'd like. Alright? And again, don't forget about your fill option if you guys need to fill multiple students with the same results. Right. Again, if you guys could please direct any questions to your district technology coordinators so that the State Department doesn't get bombarded with emails. Your district tech should be able to help you, and if they are not, they will be able to contact STI. I know there were some questions on our WebExes regarding some CDs that the State Department is getting out to you guys. And Nancy Ray has informed me that those CDs will be out shortly for you guys to start your assessment testing. Please ask your district techs to go ahead and give you guys permission to this health tab if you do not already have it. We will try to send out an email here a little bit later to tell them that these permissions are available and to go ahead and give you guys rights so that you guys can start your testing. Again, please let your district techs know if you guys have any questions or concerns, and they can get with us if they aren't able to answer what you guys need. And also, if any enhancement requests, also please relay to your district techs. Those will have to go through the State Department. So Nancy Ray at the State Department is who will take a lot of those change requests, but you can still voice your concerns to STI. We can relay that information to them as well. But any enhancements will have to come down to us from the state. Other than that, that pretty much wraps it up for our Math Managed Entry feature for the STI assessment, or the STI fitness assessment. And again, please try to utilize the system in the most efficient way possible. Make the technology work for you. Thank you very much.